Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Home by Nine. My name is Crystal.
And my name's Emily, and this is episode 3. So we hope you enjoyed our second episode, and we're happy to announce that we finally posted our first video up on YouTube.
Finally, it was about time that we
It
did
was
that.
about time. So if you want to find our YouTube, you can either look up Home by 9 with the number, or you can go ahead and look at.
I think it's Home by Nine podcast, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Home by Nine podcast.
Well, you can look up that, or you can always go onto our Instagram, home_by9, and then find our link there.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'll be posting from now on after every episode our YouTube on there, or yeah, sorry, our YouTube video on there,
And our and the audio on Spotify too.
and the audio on Spotify. We're trying to see if we can do another different platform also, just besides Spotify, so that way there's more people that I know that a lot of people don't use like
Yeah.
either Spotify, or some people use like Apple,
Yeah.
Apple Music, or
So just so they can find it in other platforms.
yeah. So yeah, we're really excited about that. And
Well, look excited, Crystal.
well, kind of excited, not, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna see me. But yeah, well, before we get started, Emily, I think we should kind of just give a little, update on how our
Our
week's
week was
been.
going.
Maybe a little mental check. Mental check, mental health check in, Like, it's getting closer to the holidays, and I feel like the holidays tend
The
to
holiday blues.
yeah. So, where are you at? Like, how's your week been? Or
It's been pretty good. I started watching. You got me into the Family Chantel.
oh, you
If,
guys,
if you don't know what that is, it's basically a reality show. It's based off.
the 90-Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I
on
just
HBO. If
yeah,
anybody wants to watch
we
it.
watched together the what is it, the
The
90-day what was it, resort? The
Yeah.
resort couples resort. And I was showing Emily regarding like one of the couples, but that didn't show on that episode. And it's Chantel and Pedro.
Yeah.
And it's so good,
It
right?
was so good. Like all the drama between them and like their family. And I finished the last few episodes that they made, like the
Yeah.
new ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just so crazy how like now like his mom found somebody, and then like everything with like his sister and the guy that she was dating.
Yeah.
And then like just like the way like how he was acting, like, you get me? Like, I
Yeah.
understand both of their sides on why they ended up like getting with like the divorce or
Yeah.
whatever. And like I saw Pedro's point of view with like Chantel, and like I could see that sometimes she was being petty.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like, I saw how he was acting towards her, and she was trying, you get me?
Yeah.
So I just got so into it. I like binge watched it the whole
Yeah.
week, and I finished it.
That one's so good. I need to show you a different one too. You need to watch the Kalani and Asuel one.
Oh, I
that
want to
one.
watch that one, but
Yeah, that one's
I
good too.
haven't found that one. But other than that, like, I've just been working. I've been going to the gym. Not really much anything though.
Bitch, I need to go back to the gym too.
I literally have no life. And then, like, I'm gonna start working at Vans, so then I'm like, I literally have no life like the whole week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least it's better to keep yourself busy, than not.
Then
having to do
again,
anything.
I already don't have a life, so then I'll be getting paid to have no life.
to have no life. I wish I got paid for not having a life.
What about you though?
For me, not really much. Just kind of schoolwork. Being a mom. That's a full-time job. And I did have a, what was it, kind of like over the phone review with my they're called success coach for like the school I'm going to. And basically, like, they kind of tell you where you're at, like academically, like kind of to see where you're at, to see, how far you are from graduation and stuff like that. So, yeah, I did that, and yeah, they were telling me that if everything goes good, I should be done with my schooling next fall.
That's good.
I know,
Crystal.
I know.
As
And
you
then I'll be a working
should.
woman.
Crystal can take me on vacation.
No, bitch, I'm taking you to vacations. What
You can take me to more.
And what else? Oh wow, remember how I told
Cristal
you?
va a ser peda?
Huh?
Vas a ser peda?
No. Oh no, I want to go to I was telling Christian that like as a graduation gift, I would
Yeah.
like to go to Salem, I can't say
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Yeah, like during Halloween time because it's gonna fit perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like perfectly because I
You're gonna
grad
like finish your school
yeah,
and
and then
then
yeah, so
yeah,
I'm like I really want to do that, and my favorite holiday is
Halloween.
Halloween. I do enjoy like Thanksgiving since it's coming up and like Christmas because you get to spend it with the
Yeah.
family and stuff. But like for me, I've always been more of like a Halloween. I love
Like
like
the
the spooky
Halloween
vibes.
aesthetic and
Yeah, like
everything.
I love that. Um so I want to do that, but I don't know. You know that we're very we like to party. I always throw parties and
Yeah.
stuff, so who knows? We'll see, but yeah, that's done. And then what else? With I told you about last week how my blood pressure has been going up and
Yeah.
all that. So I did go to my doctors and they were just like telling me about like a couple things I could do. But it has to do a lot with my anxiety, like
Mhm.
I'm telling you, life is crazy and sometimes
Especially right now. Like there's so much going on in life, honestly.
yeah, and it's like, sometimes I think as like for me, like sometimes we see people and we don't even know what they're going through,
Yeah.
what they're dealing with. So I think it's just a lot of that's going on. So yeah, kind of just taking, charge of that, and one of them is going back to the gym, like literally working out, but as you can tell, I haven't. But
Don't.
I need to go back. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my week. I'm trying
What
to think.
about mentally? Like how are we mentally like especially with like the holiday blues and everything?
Mentally,
Like do you feel like usually like the holidays get to you? Cuz I know that some people, like the holidays get to them.
honestly, I feel like before they did, like I feel like I would get more like depressive, you
Yeah.
get me? But like I feel like lately, like how I mentioned to you, like since I'm going like through counseling and everything, like I feel like in some areas it's helped me out. So like I
Mhm.
don't feel like I get like that as much, you get me? I
Mhm.
feel like if I get like that, it's more I feel like overstimulated when like things like
And
so
every
much is
like
going
you
on.
just like burst.
Yeah, but other than that, like I don't feel anything. I just feel like damn, like everything's going by so fast,
Yeah.
like
Like we're almost done with
yeah,
November.
exactly. So like that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. Like fuck, it's almost 2024, and it's like where has the year gone? Like I feel like every day, like we get up and then all of a sudden it's already nighttime.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But what about you? How you feel like mentally?
Me, I've been good mentally, but like honestly, I have been so emotional lately. And I'm like, for what? Like, is it the weather? Like, what's going on?
Really?
Yeah, and like I started talking to like Mariana about it because she told me that she had been like emotional too.
Yeah.
But for her it was for like a different reason. She ended up telling me and I was like, girl, like bye.
Yeah.
And then but for me, I don't know, like I've just been so emotional. Like I like cry with like anything. Like I'll be scrolling on TikTok and then like one of like the dog videos will pop up and
Oh,
I'll just
now you
start
cry.
crying.
Last time I saw one with the pug.
No, but that was your fault because you continued watching it and you knew what it was about. But you decided to continue watching
All
it.
of you who are pet owners out there, tell me if you guys get this. Like for me, I think about like I'm so attached to my dog. Like I feel like my dog has like healed something within like my inner child, like they say, and it's like the dog I've always wanted. And it's like now and like he's done so much like emotionally for me, like a lot that people don't even know. So it's like
So
to
you've helped
the
him more emotionally than he's helped you.
oh yeah, but like just to kind of like think about it, like like you don't want to picture your
Well,
your
I
your
know,
animal.
but then again, like you knew what the TikTok was about and you just decided to continue watching it.
So don't judge me. I wanted to get emotional at that moment.
And
It's
then just turn
okay.
around, I see you crying, and I'm like, girl, you know what you were doing. You put
It's
yourself
okay.
in that
It's
situation.
okay. I need to have a little cry. It's all right. A cry once in a while doesn't hurt. Um, but other than that, like how you feel? Like, do you feel like it's gotten better though with that, or
I feel like it has. Like, I'm just like, oh, like everything's going by so quick. I'm like, damn, I'm almost 20. Like, I don't even have
yeah?
2 months no more,
Or do
Crystal.
you think it's that? Like, do you feel like you're just like thinking about like you're getting older?
I don't think I'm thinking too much about that. I feel like it's just like, I don't care. Like, it's just my age. I feel like I'm just thinking more like, damn, like, I'm gonna have 2 jobs. And then I'm like, just trying to figure out, like,
Your
how I'm gonna
schedule?
schedule it.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I can also go to the gym because I enjoy going to the gym because I'm like, I feel like that's time for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm
Well, it's
trying to
also
like
good for your
schedule
mental.
everything.
It's good for your mental health
Yeah.
also. So, yeah. But I mean, the good thing is, like I mentioned to you, like you don't have children, so it's like a
I
little.
do though. I have my duck.
Well, I mean, a child that needs, your constant time.
Well, my duck needs my constant.
But you don't give it constant
because
time.
I'm constantly working.
Exactly. But your duck is fine. Your duck
Exactly.
likes being outside, and it goes in this little pool that it has. So
Well, it's just not going in its pool right now
Well,
because
just get
it's
in-
cold.
we'll get another duck.
Mom doesn't want another duck.
She'll eventually, enjoy it.
She'll be running with both of them
Both of
outside.
them. Yeah. But maybe do that if you feel like
Yeah.
your duck is alone. Just get another duck. Just have a grow
But
a farm
mine's
as a
very
no.
jealous. That's the thing. He's like a very
Well,
jealous.
you baby it. You tell me I baby my dog.
I
but
do
you
baby my
yours.
dog because that's literally my only kid.
Well, I have 2 kids. I still baby my dog.
Okay, but you have your kid, you know?
Yeah.
That's like my only kid.
Yeah. But I was gonna
Brain fart.
say brain fart. Well, I mean, just I just think, you have to kind of sit down and
Just like plan a planner.
well, yeah, get an agenda.
I don't use it though. I know I'm not gonna use it.
Then do it on your phone. That's what I do. Like for me,
Like on your
Oh,
calendar? Or
well,
like
no, on the
away?
notes. Like for me, I tend to forget so much. Like my memory is so bad, and I'm gonna say it got worse since I became a mom. Like I will forget. You can tell me right now something. Hey, go bring me this. I'll go into there and like to the kitchen or something, and I'm like, what the hell does she want? Like I forget so quick. Like my mind is so bad. Okay, but yeah, like write it on your note thing on your phone.
I know I'm not gonna look at my
I
notes.
do that. I always write it out, or even like let's say I'm going to like the grocery and stuff. I'll write it out. Like okay, bring this, and that.
That's different. That's a grocery list.
But it doesn't matter. Like or sometimes
Yeah.
I'll write it. Okay, there's something I actually wrote on there on my phone that I have not shown anybody, and I'm still waiting for the day to come. So I actually have my vows written out.
Wow.
Yeah, I have them written out. I have them written out on my notes on my phone, and like I was just like, there was just one day randomly, I just got
Because I was
so
like, let me
inspired.
just write my that was right
Yeah,
now.
I was just like, just throwing it out there, but
Hint hint cough
Hint,
cough.
hint. But yeah, like I actually have my vows written out. I'm like, just get me mad one day and it's like a little bit and delete.
You just start deleting
I'm
word by
delete.
word.
I know. Every day you make me mad. It's just one word.
One word I'm gonna delete from this.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually have that written out. Can you believe that?
Oh,
I know.
that's cute.
I'm still waiting though. It's been almost like what? It's been 13 years and I'm still waiting. So I think to another 13 more. But
It's okay. You can marry when you're like in your 40s, you know?
I don't want to get married in my 40s. Like
Why not? Your child's gonna be big, you know, like
yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter what age you marry, you get me? But I feel like I want to still feel kind of young, you get me? Like I don't want
Yeah.
to I mean, I feel old right now. I feel
like
old
when you
and I'm
told me like, oh, let's go to the club when we turn 18.
well, yeah, we are 18 together.
I'm 19, Crystal.
Well, we're going to go to the club hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Emily has never been to a
I've
club,
never
guys. She's never been to a club. And we've been actually talking about maybe going to a club, taking her, and yeah, that way she can kind of get that experience of what a club is.
And then I'll be there and be like, "Oh, let's go home. It's already 9.
I've only gone honestly, like for me, like I've only gone like 3 times to the club. Not even no wait, 3 times or 4? Let me see. No, 3.
Crystal, like what? Like what is it? You're 30. You've only gone 3 times.
I know, but think about
Is
it.
it
Like,
your knees?
huh? No, my knees are still good. They crack, but they're still good. They're still there. But yeah, I've only been like to the club like 3 times. Again, I don't. Well, part of it again, I wasn't able to go out during like when I was
Yeah.
in high school and stuff. But I don't know. We never like even I talked to Christian like when we were like before we became parents. We could have gone like to trips and stuff
Yeah.
and done stuff like that, but that never came up to our mind. Can you believe that? Like we never thought about like, hey, let's go to a club. Hey, let's go, on a trip to Vegas or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it never came to mind. It's so weird. And now that we have our kid, it's like, oh, let's go do this.
You're
Let's
like,
go
I want to do
that."
this. I wanna do that.
Yeah. So it's so weird.
See,
Um,
but for me, like, who would I go to a club with besides like you?
Well, you have her nephew. Invite her nephew.
Our nephew doesn't like to go out though.
Oh wait, he's how old is he? Is he
He's
18?
18.
Or, it's too many of you guys. Too many of them.
I
So
know.
I'm like, I can't
No,
even.
but other than that, like, mom's not gonna let me go with my friends to a club.
But what friends? You say you didn't have friends.
Why do you
It's
have to
fine. I
remind
only
me,
have
like-
2. I only have 2. So like, with the holidays coming up, how do you feel about that? Because you say that you go to the gym and like with like like the food and everything. Like, what are you thinking?
I'm like, let me slim right now so when Thanksgiving comes, I can stuff my face. No, but honestly, I don't know. I'm like, like
Are you actually gonna make something this year? You were
me?
talking about making something.
I made mashed potatoes last year.
Oh, that's why I got sick then.
Fuck off. Shut up. No, you didn't. You liked my potatoes. I know for a fact you did. Um,
No, I saw some in the trash can. I think I
shut
went.
up. It's like, what is it called? When you don't want to eat something, you're like, oh, let me throw that away for you.
Oh,
Like
just
spitting your
to
napkin.
freaking throw it away.
No, I think probably I'll make mashed potatoes again. I don't know what else. Maybe make something. I don't know.
Did you try my chocolate chip cookies I made today?
No, I didn't. I only tried your sugar cookie.
I didn't make those. Christian made those.
Oh.
Yeah. So my husband and I actually stood up yesterday making cookies. The only reason I made them was because I wanted to take some to like the front office.
Yeah.
And we took them like what is it? Like you can buy it's like hot coffee from Starbucks already like I don't know. It's
Oh,
like
like in the boxes?
yeah, in the boxes. So we took them that and like some like a
Cookies?
little box, like a Christmas box, and with cookies in there for them, kind of like a thank you, for
Yeah.
everything they do for us. So yeah, we did that, and then we made extras, and we're like, oh, let's take them over. But I guess you didn't want to try my cookies.
Maybe I'll try one after, Crystal. It's because like I've been full. I feel like I've ate all day, even though like I haven't. I've just been full.
Your hormones.
Probably. I don't know.
And they're dairy free. Yeah.
Wow.
So like my daughter, for those of you that don't know, my daughter does have a dairy allergy. Well, she has a dairy and beef allergy. And so you know, it's it's hard because there's like a bunch of like, pastries out there that have like dairy in them.
Mhm.
So what do? TikTok. I think TikTok has became like
I feel
something
like that's became the savior for like everybody, honestly.
yeah, because it has like, like everything. You can find everything, like how to like get rid of a headache like right away. And like for me, like it's helped me out, especially like when it comes to like food for,
Yeah.
my daughter. And so I'm able to get like recipes or even in general, like get regular recipes, and then I find ways to substitute the ingredients to like dairy free. So I mean,
Like an alternative to
huh?
it. An alternative.
Yeah. So, it's helped out a lot, and luckily like she's liked everything I've made. So, that's a good thing, I guess.
But what about like for you? Like, what do you think about like the holidays or whatever?
I feel like okay, well, before you were born, like I remember like our
Yeah.
family getting together a lot. Like
Damn, so I was the burden in this. Okay.
you were, I'm sorry. I'm just playing. No, it was like all of our family would get together like for Thanksgiving, like our cousins would come down from like they live up in like Sacramento or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they would come down and like we would get together, or even like with our dad's side of the family, we would go with one of his nephews and we would
Mhm.
spend like Christmas, or I think Thanksgiving too, once in a while. But the majority of the time it was like with our mom's side of the family, or we would go up to like Sacramento. And like when we would go up there, they didn't sleep. Like they would literally like a typical, Hispanic
Like
family.
literally the kids
Usual,
sleeping on the
yeah,
chairs.
usually
A random kid in a room.
yeah, no, and then we would be the ones sleeping in the living room. I remember, and like the music was like on full blast, and then you felt people like walking past.
So you were literally that kid on the chair.
Yeah, so we would do that. Like we would go up and like up north,
Yeah.
and we would go spend like the holidays with them. But then like I feel like after a while, like I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate. Like when a certain like family member unfortunately passes away, you feel like,
Mhm.
the family kind of drifts apart,
Yeah.
like they do their own thing,
Yeah.
after a while. And I feel like that's kind of what happened. Like our siblings say, oh, like when my grandma passed away, but I feel like it was more like when one of our aunts passed away before you were born.
Yeah.
Because I remember like we would go even to her house, and like I felt like we were more united. And
Mhm.
like I remember like after she passed away, like our family kind of just
Drifted apart.
yeah, drifted apart. Um and like I feel like now we're kind of, I think, kind of getting back, like together, which I'm hoping, like
Maybe
we
like
can.
maybe in like a couple years, like we can start like doing it again, like
Yeah, but
with like
like
inviting family
yeah,
and
but
stuff.
like I feel like, not just that, but like everybody, eventually makes their own life. They
Yeah.
get everybody gets older, they have their families, they have, a vision on what what to do for the holidays with their families. Um so I feel like things kind of changed, but um for us it's usually, we usually come to my mom's house, and it's usually our siblings and us and our
And then
aunt,
everybody's in my room.
and everybody's in your room. And then after that, we usually, go back to like my in-laws' house,
Yeah.
and we spend the rest of the day over there. So it's like usually we do the stuff here earlier,
Yeah.
and then like the rest with, my in-laws.
And then for
Um
Christmas, it's like, oh, like we usually celebrate more on Christmas Day, huh? And then everybody
yeah.
celebrates
And
like with their
like for me, I prefer that. Like I feel like when you have like, you spend Christmas with both families, like your family and your in-laws. Like I
yeah.
feel like when there's two holidays, like for example, like Christmas,
Yeah.
it's technically 2 days long if you
Yeah.
think about it. Um you can spend like, the 24th with one family and then the 25th with the other family. So like for us, that's what we usually do. Like, we usually spend the 24th with my in-laws, and then on the 25th, we usually like our family comes over
Yeah.
here. So, like I feel like that's something that works out with that. And
Mhm.
even New Year's, I think sometimes we even do it for New Year's, huh? Like New Year's
Girl,
Eve.
we do not celebrate New Year's like
Well, we
that.
don't celebrate like that, but we usually spend like we have
Well,
food in the
maybe like
morning.
you'll come like to mom's or whatever, or like everybody comes to mom's and then like we'll do like something in the morning or like we're just like hanging out, but we don't do anything like big.
Yeah. And then last
And
year,
then I usually spend the holidays with you most of the time.
I know Emily usually,
I'm
well,
literally your
you
third
spend
child.
I know. I don't know about
Shut
that.
up.
But like yeah, Emily usually spends most of like every freaking day of the week with me.
Shut
I'm just kidding.
up.
No, but yeah, she
Uh,
spends usually every
Let's see
holiday
who
with me.
watches your kid now.
You don't watch her no more.
But I did.
You used to. She's hurt by that
And she
too.
swears. Well, she doesn't want to come over no more. That's not
Hmm.
my fault.
Hmm. Well, she says that you betrayed her.
I didn't betray her if she's not coming over.
So yeah, Emily usually spends, the holidays with me. But last year we actually didn't celebrate it because
Because I had
unfortunately
COVID.
you had COVID, our parents had
Yeah.
COVID, and then unfortunately our dad had COVID too, right? But then I
Yeah.
think he had something else, I forgot.
I think he ended up getting like the
Pneumonia,
pneumonia
I think
thing.
so. Yeah. So, for everybody's safety, we had to each spend it
Yeah.
separately. Um, but we actually went to my sister's house, I remember, for New Year's Eve. We spent
Oh
it with
yeah.
my sister. Um, but yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like this year's and it kind of
Let's
being
just
back.
hope this year goes back to
Don't
normal.
say that. Just knock on.
We're-
But like, going back onto like, Thanksgiving and everything. Um, what do you feel like would be like the perfect Thanksgiving? Like,
I mean, I don't really want to say anything like about what I think a perfect Thanksgiving is because I don't feel like there is such thing as a perfect Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Just, like being with your family, like having your health and everything. Like I feel like that's enough and
yeah,
that's like something like you should be just thankful for.
yeah,
Like being able to spend it time with your family because there's other people that like don't have that.
yeah,
And being able to, like to have food on the table and stuff,
yeah. And
So,
that this reminds me of what was it, like 2 years ago, huh?
yeah.
We were
No,
going back
I think it
2 years ago.
was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, we were going back to my in-laws' house, and we had leftover food and we were taking it.
Yeah.
And we stopped by a gas station to pump gas, and there was this man like literally digging through a trash can trying to find food. And the food that we had, we decided to give it to him. And like as soon as he got it, he like
He was so
started
happy.
devouring it. Yeah,
Like
like he was
like he
so
had a
happy.
smile on his
Yeah, and
face.
like he was like eating it. And I remember it brought tears to us because,
Yeah.
it's like the little things that sometimes we take for granted, other people wish they were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had that. So I feel like how you're saying, like, just being overall thankful because sometimes we can take things for granted,
We
like
do.
we don't see, like, oh, wow, we
Well,
have
not
this.
only that, like, like everything going on in the world, especially right now, you get me?
Yeah.
Like just being able to have your family with you.
And health, because
Yeah.
we don't know, you know what I mean? Like what tomorrow awaits. But, it's just, again,
Just
like,
waking up, being there another day.
yeah, but it's again like I mentioned to you, like sometimes we just take certain things, um, what is it? Like
For
what is it? For
granted.
granted, yeah. We take them for granted, and we tend to focus on what we want and not on what
We
we
have.
have already.
Yeah.
And sometimes when when something happens and we don't have what we already had, we're like, damn, we didn't get
Like
to
we didn't
enjoy that.
appreciate
We
it. You
didn't
get me?
appreciate it at that moment. So, and can I say something? Like, I feel like that kind of has to do a little bit also with I'll say like Instagram and stuff, when people post like certain things about
Yeah.
like, their lifestyle and things about they're doing and stuff. And you hear it a lot, like people looking back, like, why not me? Why don't I have
Yeah.
that? Why can't I experience that?
Instead of saying like, "Oh,
Instead
look
of,
what I have," you know?
yeah, instead of focusing on what you have and being thankful for what you have. So I feel like, um, yeah, like, we need to be thankful for what we have. And again, like the perfect Thanksgiving,
It's
if you
just
really think
being
about,
there with your family.
yeah, being there with your family, having your family, having all your loved ones, gathered,
You know,
eating,
healthy and
yeah, eating together, enjoying quality time, having, the littlest,
the little moments with each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think how, yeah, there's not no such thing to a perfect Thanksgiving, but I think if we really think about it, how you're mentioning it, a perfect Thanksgiving really is
It's
actually
just
just spend
Thanksgiving, spending it
well
with your
spending it with your
family.
family. That's what I'm saying. So if you view it as a
Or not just
perfect,
family, but you know, like loved ones or, you
yeah,
know?
or friends too. It can be
Yeah.
friends and love, yeah. So yeah, I think it is like, again, like the
Honestly,
perfect
like I
Thanksgiving is
don't
that.
think like I've ever mentioned it, or maybe I have, but honestly, I've always wanted to go um what is it? Like to it's like a homeless shelter, like you know, like where
We've talked
they
about that.
they like pass out food, or like I've wanted to do something, you get me?
I was actually talking to Christian this time, and I was like telling him how I want to like make extra
Like
like
foods, like
food,
plates,
yeah, food, and prepping them and having them like if we
like
see like a homeless
yeah.
person on the street and giving them to them, just because again how like just,
Like food and like water or something, you
yeah,
know,
just
to go along with
like
it.
giving them something, even if they can't share a meal on your table, at least
Yeah.
sharing that meal, that you had. But yeah, I think that's what's pretty much considered a good Thanksgiving, just
Because
family.
not only that, like, you know, like right now, everything, how it's like in other places, you know, like
Yeah,
how it is, you know, like,
the war and
yes,
every
like, you know, and honestly, like, I feel like now most people, like, actually seen it, like, on social media, like, they're finally realizing, like, everything we have and how privileged we are to just, like, go outside and, like, not feel like there's something going on around us.
yeah, yeah. So it's just I think that that's what something that we all need to do, like including us,
Yeah.
like appreciating like that day, like or every day, not just that day, but like appreciating every day, what
That
we
we
have.
wake up and that we're
Yeah,
healthy, you know?
yeah, and like being where we're at, even if we feel like it's not the best situation, just knowing that it's gonna get better, and
Yeah.
right now what we have is something maybe that somebody else is looking for. So on a more positive side, going back to like Thanksgiving, um what food is it that you hate
I
having
hate.
for Thanksgiving?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never been the biggest fan of turkey or stuffing.
But I feel like we might maybe are not doing it the right way, because there's people who make it and it
Yeah.
comes out good, or even like the turkey, because we feel like it's dry,
It's dry.
right? But then there's people who know how to make it,
It's like a little more moist, you know, a little
Yeah,
juicier,
yeah. So like ours comes out dry. Like sometimes
like our
burnt,
skin.
and sometimes your skin.
Shut
Like
up.
no, mine are dry too. But like some people like make it. They how they either like, what is it,
with
with the
with
air,
the
not the
with
air
the
fryer, sorry, with the, like frying it, or
frying it
yeah, they fry it. You haven't seen that they fry them?
like in a big pot or
Yeah,
something.
they like outside. It's
Oh, those,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I've heard of
But
those.
like I feel like it depends on how you make it,
And
But I
then
feel like
aren't
we
you
just
supposed
don't
to
know.
like what is it called? Use a what is it called? What is it called? Like a big, I don't know. I don't want to say the word wrong of what it's
What is
called.
it? What is
Is
it?
it like a is it a baster? What is it called? Like the little thing with the like the little juice?
I don't know what it's called either. So am I gonna
I don't want to. I said a baster, but I think that's wrong.
I don't know the name of it, but okay. I know what you're talking about. It's
Like
like
the
the little
little,
squeeze
yeah,
thing.
the little
Yeah,
squeeze
like
suction
yeah.
thing.
The
With
what?
like the little suction thing.
Yeah, I know. Like they squeeze the juice on it.
Yes,
Like
and then they like
yes,
put more juice
yeah.
on
I don't
it.
know the name of it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I said that
I
name
don't want to
wrong.
say something and sound dumb,
I
but
probably did.
yeah, no, yeah. I
Yes,
think
I
it's just
did.
I just think it just depends on who cooks it. The one thing, you know what I'm gonna bring up? So like with Christian, they always did like back when he used to work at his old job, they had like what is it like holiday parties?
Hmm.
And there was this one dish that Christian and I just hated, okay? Hated. And it had sweet potatoes and I think was it marshmallows? Marshmallows and it had like shredded meat in it. It
Ew.
was so disgusting and they would serve it like every year. Like that was so gross. And then the other thing, I don't know who likes
I
them or
don't know if
not.
that's like a best. I don't think that's a good combination.
Yeah,
No.
it was disgusting. I remember
But
like we
whoever
would just
likes
leave
it,
it.
that's your opinion. But
Yeah, we would leave it there. Like we would just like throw it away and we're like, what is this? Like we've never seen this, you know?
yeah,
Another thing is yams.
you don't like yams?
You like yams?
I don't think they're like that bad.
I don't like yams.
I don't think they're bad.
No, I don't like yams. Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm. But other than that, I mean, like for us, we usually keep it with like what?
I don't think we're picky, Crystal. Look at us.
You, me. I everything I see, anything I was saying. Um,
But
but
I think we
yeah.
keep it basic, honestly.
Us is just like what my mom usually makes like tamales,
Tamales.
yeah, and like everybody brings like a
Yeah,
dish or
like a
something.
salad or like
Yeah, and like with Christian side, the same. Like they make either like pozole or what
yeah.
is it, tamales also. But you know, like for some reason, I don't know about you, but like when you see like the food, like you don't feel hungry. Like you feel like I don't know explain
Like
it.
you're
Like
just full by looking at it.
yeah, like you feel like I don't want to say
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. Yeah, like you just see it and you're like, I don't want any. Like I'm okay. Like you think it's just
Hmm.
too much, you know? I don't know,
But
but
it's all about portions, I
well,
say.
yeah, but just by seeing it, like
Yeah.
sometimes you're like you kind of like lose your appetite. You get
Yeah.
me? And then like again, like when you have to go to two different families, it's like you need to make sure that you don't eat too much in one side, you know. So when you go like to the other family, you can eat there too. So it's like you get me, like you're getting all those fucking calories in. But um, yeah, I feel like with us, usually we just get very little here, and then we're
Yeah.
just like we're done.
I
And
don't think
then
we
at
do.
the end we have like a lot of like leftovers.
Yeah. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I don't I don't think I have
You don't have one?
one. I think the only thing if I could say, but I don't think it's really Thanksgiving food. Like
It's
Christian,
just food.
it's just food. I fucking love food. um, like and Christians made the chili.
Girl, I haven't
Yeah,
had that
I
chili.
love Christian's chili. But
Yeah.
no, I'm just I'm serious. Like he makes a really good chili. So I was thinking about making it this year, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't think it'll come out the same way as he makes it.
Yeah, don't make it, Crystal. But really, that's it. Like you don't like a traditional Thanksgiving.
I mean, tamales are okay, but I mean I like tamales, but I don't know. It's not like something I look. You know what I mean? Like look forward. Like oh,
Yeah,
I'm look forward to this. No. Mm-mm,
really.
mm-mm.
I feel like it's not that like I look forward to it, but like I think if I had to like pick something, I would say probably like the ham.
I don't like
You
ham.
don't like
I don't
ham?
like ham. You know, and Christian knows how to make it again. He knows how to make the ham.
Yeah, I like
But
how he makes it.
something about ham I've never really liked, to be honest.
Really?
Like the only thing if they put like what is it? You know how some people put pineapple on
Yeah.
top? Like I like the pineapple, but other than that, like I don't
You don't like the ham?
know. It's not something like I'm like, oh my god, like is that like are
Really?
they gonna have no?
You're
I know,
weird.
I know that. And then I don't like I've never liked pozole, but I like the way Christian's aunt makes it. She knows how to make it.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, like I don't like it unless she makes it. Then I like it.
I mean, for me, I don't really care so much about it. Like I feel like I'll prefer pozole, but I think I prefer the green pozole than the red one.
I don't think I've tried the green one,
You haven't
or
tried green
maybe
pozole?
I don't think I've tried
I
it.
feel like I prefer green pozole over red. And I know some people are like are gonna be like, no, like the red one's better. But personally I think the green one.
You're not a true Hispanic, Emily.
Shut up. I
um,
think Mariana has made it and I think I've tried hers. I'm like,
yeah,
I think it's good.
yeah. I think she usually makes the green one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would be funny, like if we kind of did a little game
Okay.
of like who's most likely to
Between us?
just between us.
Girl.
just to kind of,
Spice it up a little bit.
spice it up a little bit. Just playing. So like between us, who do you think is most likely to get arrested?
You.
Why me?
I feel like it would be you.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like girl, I feel like when you're mad, like you just like burst. Or like if somebody like messes with somebody that you care about, I feel like you'll go off.
But I mean, I think that's all of us. Like if you see
Yeah,
somebody,
but I don't think I'd get arrested for it.
I don't think I'm that bad. Why are you exaggerating?
Girl, yes you are.
I think you would.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me
For not
though?
knowing how to drive?
Shut. What the- Girl, I know how to drive.
I think you would be more of a, what is it? Like a pursuit. I could see you in a what is it, high speed?
What? I don't even speed as it is.
I know you drive so freaking slow.
No,
I let her drive
don't.
my car once, and I was like terrified. Not because she was going fast, but because she was going so
I was
slow.
not going slow. Plus, I don't like your car. It feels weird. It feels like I'm in a little box.
My car is spacious from the inside.
No, I feel like I'm in a little box when I'm driving it.
it's
I
just
don't
you.
like it. I just think it's your car.
I just think it's you.
It's your car.
It's just the fact that you don't know how to drive.
I know how to drive.
But I don't think I would get arrested. Again, like if I get mad because somebody messes with like you
No,
know,
girl, I know you'd get arrested. I know
wouldn't.
damn well you were to go slash some tires, break some windows,
I'm not that bad. Actually, I have
keep
not no,
someone's car.
I've never done that, okay? But I like in the
Like, I
previous
thought about it.
no, in the previous episode that we did, I did mention about working with Amazon, and I did work once in like El Monte area,
Mhm.
and I came across and there was like cops and everything. And yeah, somebody what is it?
Busted out a Windows car?
No, all the windows,
Oh,
all the tires, and
she said
rode-
I busted out the windows of the
and
car.
and rode all over the car. Yeah, and I was like, ooh, I was like, either that's
What do you do?
I was exactly. I was like, either that's a baby mama or something else. So I'm like, but yeah, I was like, I wanted to stay for the cheeseman, but I had to continue delivering, so
Oh
I
my
couldn't.
god, like what is it called? Remember, like your neighbor that you used to have?
Oh my god. Okay, guys. So
We get off so off topic, but
I
then
know.
again, it does go with the topic.
Okay, yeah. So I used to live in these apartments, and my apartment was the second floor, and like when we moved in, we didn't have any like like drama and stuff like that going on. But then I think this was the time when was it? I think it was when I got COVID or
When did you get COVID? You got COVID
I
multiple
know I
times.
got COVID twice. I don't remember what it was. But okay, so the first time like the girl was just like breaking shit. Like the guy had a girl from what I
The
knew.
guy lived the
The
downstairs apartment.
downstairs neighbor had a girl. Yeah. And so like sometimes she would go and stay over, but then like it was weird. I'll get more into that. So then one time I just hear a bunch of noise. I'm like, what the hell? And like she starts throwing rocks at his window, and she was like, Bebe, like ábreme la puerta. And then like eventually like he's not opening the door. And then she was like, I know you have that bitch in there, like cussing him out. And I was just like, ooh. I was like, I opened my window a little more.
You're like,
Yeah. So then like he was like, oh, like there's nothing going on or
like
whatever.
leave.
Yeah. So like she kept like throwing rocks, and this was like at 2 or 3 in the morning. No, I'm gonna say like 2 in the morning. And like she was just throwing windows, like freaking
Through a window?
No, but throwing windows. You guys, it's kind of late. But
Crystal's not 8.
shit, at that point I would be throwing windows to get in my man's apartment. She was throwing rocks, okay? And she kept on insisting, and that took like freaking 30 minutes, okay? Until finally I was about to freaking yell at him, like, fucking
You're like,
open the door.
door.
Yeah, open the door for her. And then, no, wait. And then she was like, tengo hambre. Ábreme la puerta. And I was just like, I do not want to know what kind of hunger you
You're like,
have.
tiene
right
hambre,
now."
hazle de comer.
I don't know. And then, what's it called? So then after a while, like he finally opened the door and like she went in, and I was like, God damn, about time. Like he's about to feed her, So like I told Chris that, and like every time we're like, oh, I'm hungry, we'd be like, let's go downstairs. I think the neighbor would like make us something, you know. So then that was the first time. So then the second time, this is when she got real. She
That's when she would have
freaking
been arrested.
yeah. So she went and she started again throwing rocks, and she was like, open the door, like just take it the inside, like that hoe inside, you know, like that hoe's in there, like I know she's in there, open the door. And I was like, oh my god, and like I was looking at my daughter because my daughter was like there sleeping, and you can hear like it was freaking
Yeah.
loud. So then I was just like, god damn. And again, when
Girl,
I
your
moved
neighbors
in,
were crazy. I'm
no,
gonna say that.
when I moved in, I didn't think it was ghetto, to be honest, because like it's like it's barely any apartments on our
Yeah.
side, you know, so it didn't seem like there was like that type of stuff going
Yeah.
on, right? So
But honestly, like it wasn't like that when you first moved in there. But then after, like honestly, both of your neighbors, like up and downstairs, were a little.
oh yeah,
They were
okay,
little.
we'll say that right now. Yeah, we'll go into that. So then so yeah, she kept like open the door, and like she started freaking like he had planters on his like what the balcony, like on the
Yeah.
on the balcony. So she started fucking throwing them, like tossing them, like breaking shit, right? And she was like, "I know you have her." Well, I guess this guy did have a girl in there because when he opened
She
the door, like
was
she went
there.
all crazy. Like it was just like she was just
She
yelling
went
and saying, yeah.
ballistic.
But I was just worried because like okay, yo de chismosa. I was
You're
peeking
like,
through the window in the living room, and there was
you went outside and started vacuuming.
I know. I was about to start mopping, go downstairs and vacuum. um, or what's it called? Start picking up the glass. I'll pick it up. It's fine. So then like I see, and there was people in a truck. So I was like, oh shit! Like hopefully they don't, you know, like she doesn't do something else, you know,
Yeah.
because there's people who, you know, take it up to a different
Yeah.
notch. So she started going all crazy and everything, and he was like, calm down, and she was just like not having it. Fucking, you can hear glass breaking, everything, and I was just like hopefully these people don't come out and like, you know, do something to this guy, you
Yeah.
know, even though he shouldn't have been doing that, but I mean, you know, it's still, you know,
Lo cacharon.
yeah. So she was like, I kid you not, she said, you know, something about like witchcraft, all right? She said something about like wait until I get an amarre on you or something
Oh
like that.
shit.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh hell no. Like this bitch is a different type of like psychotic, you know? So she mentioned that.
Keep going.
Okay. So I was like, oh no, like, you know, this girl is a different type of, you know,
She's something else.
something else, you know? And she she was like, oh, watch for your car or whatever. So she gets on the
Not the
truck.
car.
Wait, she gets on the car, right? And she drives to where his car is parked and smashes his window. Yeah, and like you can hear it, and he was like, "Stop!" But he wasn't like stopping her because he's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, like I messed up," you know.
Does she have a bat?
I think it was a bat. Yeah, it was.
So
a
he
bat.
was like, how am I gonna stop her? She didn't hit me with the bat.
Right, starts chasing him. Yeah, and like she starts like smashing his window. Yeah, and then like afterwards, like I just hear like the truck take off, and then like I hear like the neighbors be like, "Oh, do you need help? Are you okay? Do you know her?" Like, you know, like and like asking questions. But I guess he did know. Like he was like talking about the
Yeah.
other girl too. So I guess he did have another girl
Yeah.
there. So like they're like, you know, talking to him, and then I hear like him picking up the glass and
Oh
everything,
my
and I was just
God.
like, dude,
Girl, you
like,
should have popped at least 3 of his tires, you know? Because they're not fully
well,
covered
he got
unless
his
it's all four.
look, he got his window fixed, but I think he had like 2 cars, so I'm like, it would have been worse if she would have broken both
She
of them.
should have done both at that
Yeah,
point.
but then later on, she's back.
Ay.
And he took her back in. So I'm like, either he took her because he was scared, or
Hizo
he
la amarre?
or hizo la madre, or you know,
He was just scared.
yeah. But then afterwards, like I started seeing another girl coming, but I was just like, that ain't my business, you know. I was like, I ain't getting
Cada
involved.
quien lo suyo. Cada
So
quien
then
lo
now
suyo.
let's talk about my top neighbors. My top neighbors had no filter.
Girl, I remember
You know,
that.
they had a lot of activity doing
Oh
like
my
around like
God.
at midnight. And one of those times I had told Emily about it, like I can hear them, you know, like, you know, having their
doing their
friends-
deed.
doing the deed and having their moment. And then one night Emily spent the night
Oh
over.
my God, stop.
And then was Amaya awake?
I don't remember. I think she was.
Oh, she was,
I think
right?
she was.
Yeah, because I told you to put the volume up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she was like, what's that? And they're like,
Yeah, she was like, what? And you can hear the
The
girl.
girl.
Yeah, you can hear the girl. Will just be like, just to kind
You
of give you
know,
guys a little, not visual, but
not
you guys
the
understand.
sounds that were being
Yeah,
made.
yeah. So like, and then what you waited to? You were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh,
You're like, wait, they started again.
And they started again, and Emily's like, "Oh no!" And
Because
like your
I
face
remember
just
at that
dropped.
first, like, you could hear their washer, like the washer, you
Yeah,
could hear it too. But then after I started hearing her, and I was like,
yeah.
that's not the washer.
He's doing some laundry. He's packing in his laundry. But yeah, like you could hear it, and I remember like we had to put the volume up, like way up,
Yeah.
so like she wouldn't hear until they were done with their stuff.
And then they started again after she was
Oh,
asleep.
after my daughter fell asleep, then they started again, and I'm like, God damn, like how many times y'all gonna?
You're like, how much energy you got at this time, bro?
I was like taking notes. Let me see. How long does it take for them to stop and then start again? But yeah, it was something else. But yeah. So yeah, getting back onto topic. Where do we leave off?
About that, like, why would you get arrested? Why I think you would get arrested?
Because of what you said?
Because you would like do something to like somebody's car or something.
No, again, like getting back into topic, I wouldn't. Like, I
Girl.
think, I don't
Okay,
know.
but I feel like if you saw the person that, like, for example, with me, like, like
Yeah.
if you saw them in
Okay,
person,
I
girl,
will. I did say that. I did tell you.
you did tell
Okay,
me.
I did tell Emily. I'm like, like this person that caused her harm. I was not gonna do nothing like that. But I'm like, I
If
would
I
go.
see them in person,
Yeah, I told her I was like, if I see them in person, I'm like, they never met me in person, but they'll get to know me in person. So and I feel like a lot of some guys that you've talked to, like they're intimidated by me, aren't they?
I
Because they
think
mentioned it.
no, they haven't mentioned it, but I feel like when they meet you, it's like, oh, like they
Like she a
kind of
bitch.
like. I'm like, you gotta be careful with her.
You ain't gotta be scared about my daddy or my brother. You gotta
Literally,
be scared about my sister.
I'm like, they're like, what is it like with pit bulls or whatever? That they're like, oh,
Bitch, I'm not a dog. You're calling me a dog?
No, but yeah.
No. I consider myself more of a chihuahua, and I'm just like
No, but you know how
with
they
my
say,
big ass.
you know how they say like, oh, like usually like brothers and like dads are like these big tough, like macho men.
So you're calling me a macho man now?
No, but it's like when like a guy meets like them, like they're like
Intimidated.
like yeah, intimidated because they're like.
But you see, the thing is that you're mostly with me,
Not
so like
big, but like.
I know I'm big. You don't have to make it,
No,
like bring
but
it out there
they're
more.
like they're like scared, but in reality, like Dad and our brother and Camilo are not like that. They're like, oh, like yeah, nice to meet you. But with you, I feel like you give them a look. You give them a look.
I do, because it's like a warning. Like you
Yeah,
break her
so
heart, and I'm gonna
you're-
break your legs. I'm like-
Exactly why. My point is, you could be arrested.
But look, at least it shows you that I would do anything for you. All right, I have your back, so you should be
It's a
appreciative.
reality. Like,
So be
if
thankful
there's
that-
any guys out there, don't be scared of my brother or my dad. Be scared of her.
But yeah, I mean, at least that's something you should be thankful for. Having a sister like me that cares about you.
Sister that intimidates every man that gets near me.
Huh? It's not that, you know what I mean? Like I've always told you, I have like this intuition, and I always like just look at them, and I'm like, Emily, no, put you on check. I need to put you on check to make sure you're good.
But the point is, you'd be arrested.
No, it wouldn't get to that point, but okay, I guess if it would be one of us, I guess it would be me. So another one. Who's most likely to take longer in getting ready? Emily.
That would be me.
Emily, you need to tell Emily at least like
Girl,
not
it's
even
not
2
my-
hours. Wait, 2 days in advance to get ready, because Emily takes
Girl,
forever.
if
And
we're
when it
leaving,
comes
if
to
we're leaving
showering,
at 7, if we're leaving at 7, if we're leaving at 7, I gotta start showering from like 11 a.m.
no, you gotta start showering from the the day before.
And then I gotta start doing my makeup at 11 a.m.
You take forever when it comes to showering.
Okay, but
taking
Miss
a
Girl,
shit.
like most of the time I'm just on TikTok, okay? But anyways, I like to get ready. I like to like what if I like go out and like I meet the love of my life or something, you know? They gotta like see me presentable. Like Crystal, like you may dress up like Adam Sandler most of the time. But I like to get ready.
There's this theory on TikTok. What is it? That there's always
That sister that's always like gets ready, and then that like Adam Sandler sister.
like you guys might see me get ready for this, but I get ready for this.
Just for this.
Majority of the time, I'm like wearing like what, like leggings,
a big shirt, baggy t-shirt.
Yeah, but you see, it's just I feel like
usually with your hair all up and like a chongo.
But usually it's like, you know, either I have to catch one of your dudes out there or something.
Gotta break some legs.
No, but I'm like, you know, usually it's like I'm always on a go, you know,
Yeah.
so I like being comfortable.
I mean, for me, like I don't feel like the only time I get ready is when I go out, honestly. Because in reality, if I go to work, I do not get ready to go to work, girl.
What about today?
Well, today because of this, that's about it. But to go to work, I literally wear my workout clothes and I'll just do like mascara.
But then I don't know about you, but like you don't get lazy about like getting ready, like when it comes to like you knowing that you're gonna go to the gym, you're like, I have to take off all my makeup and
No, because I don't wear makeup like that to work. I don't. Like I'll literally do maybe like concealer like a little bit and then like a little bit of blush and then my mascara and that's it.
Well, anyways, I'm the Adam Sandler between
She's
both
the Adam
of us.
Sandler sister.
So let's see, next question. Who do you think is more likely to cry when they're drunk?
Girl, you. And then why? I got receipts. I got receipts.
Pull them up.
Girl, if I had my phone, I'd pull them all up right now. Insert video here. The day of Feli's 15, Crystal.
Our nieces. Okay.
Crystal was drunk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
She was drunk the house. Drunk the house. I had to help her in. My brother tried to help her in. Camilo.
No,
he tried to help.
He was drunk too.
He was drunk too. He tried to help me bring you in. And you were both drunk, laughing at the door. And I was like, Crystal, come on. Like, I need to take you to my room. I need to put you to bed. And you were like laughing, falling on the ground. And I'm like, Crystal, I need you to help me right now. And then you go to my room. You're on my bed. No, first you went to the restroom. And then you're like, can you clean me? And I was like, Crystal, I'm going to need you to do it yourself, girl.
I was on something.
And then you're like, okay, have I done it yet? And I was like, no. You were there for like 15 minutes on the toilet, just waiting to stand up. When you finally stand up, I put you on my bed. You fall on my bed. And then you start like telling me how much you loved me. And that like you didn't know how, like I didn't know how much you loved me and appreciated me. And you just started crying. You started crying.
They say that the drunks always speak the truth.
But you were just crying. And then you would grab my stuffed animals and hug them. And you'd be like, Poncho. Poncho's her dog. And then you would just start crying. And then you would throw them. And then, what is it called? Feli came
Not my
in.
dog.
Not the dog, but my stuffed animals. You would throw my stuffed animal. And then Feli comes in, or like, and our other nieces come in. And then you were just like crying, telling them that you loved them, that they didn't understand, but you loved them so much. And that you used to take care of them when they were little. And you're like, but you just don't understand how much I love you. And you were just crying.
I was an emotional wreck, all right?
But then, like, that lasted like 3 minutes. Then you get up and start dancing.
That's how it is when you get drunk. I mean,
and you went to the restroom like 3 times, Crystal. I took you to the restroom 3 times. And all 3 times, you asked me to help you clean.
So, Emily, I cleaned so many times.
But I was little, Crystal.
It doesn't matter.
You're a whole ass adult.
So eventually, when I'm older, you're gonna have to do it.
I don't know about that.
You know, you're gonna have to pay me back somewhere.
And then you just ended up like kneeling next to the toilet, throwing up.
I remember that. I do remember.
And then you were like calling mom, and mom was like knocked out on my bed.
I know, you guys. That day I was hurt because, you know, every kid wants their mama, right?
Kid, 30-year-old adult.
I'm a kid, all right, at heart. No, like that day, like I do remember the end part. There's some things I don't remember doing. I'm gonna be honest, but I do remember towards the end. I was just like just throwing up, and then I remember like calling my mom, and my mom was just in bed, And then at some point, my mom would be like, "Come to bed," and
And you're just like,
I was just
"What?"
like on the toilet, yeah, and I was like, "Where's my mom at?" And my mom was
Your
asleep.
mom was knocked out. But that day you were telling everybody how much you loved them and you were just crying because of how much you loved us.
It's okay. I just needed to, let it out that day, so it's okay.
Okay, Crystal.
Um,
But anyways, next question. Who do you think is most likely to know all the family gossip?
you. I think you get to it first because you know what? I feel like you're more involved and like with everybody, and like, I mean, it's not that I
It's
don't.
not that, it's that fact that mom always has her phone on speaker when she's talking. And since I'm the only one that lives, with mom still,
Yeah.
I hear insights.
Yeah, but not just that, but like I've always been more like I don't know, I don't like getting involved in the drama.
But it's
Like
because, you're not very much, you have a busy day, so you're not always on the phone.
that, and then like again, like I don't know.
I feel like I'm the one that always knows the tea.
And then you'll message me.
And I'm like,
Emily has a
girl.
tendency. I'm like, guess what? And I'm like, oh, okay, she has something. Okay, what's going on now? And like she'll message me, and then there's times where like I'm not told yet about like what's going on, and then
And I'm like, just
I already
aware.
just be aware that this and this. So I act surprised. I'm like, okay, but yeah, usually you're the one that's usually with them with the
With the
gossip, Emily. So so the next one, who do you think is more likely to break a bone? Not a tooth,
What do
a
you?
bone.
Shut up. Who do you think, Crystal? Who do you think is most likely to break a bone?
I don't know. I don't know who's more likely to break a bone.
You really don't know?
Okay, me.
Crystal broke her pinky toe.
You bitch. Wait,
Not an arm, not a leg, not a foot. Her pinky toe.
I did. You guys, I broke my pinky toe.
On her bed.
And on my bed. Okay. So when you guys like there's times where you guys just hit that corner of the bed with your freaking toe and it hurts so bad.
Crystal, I don't think anybody gets to the point where they break it though.
But mine was so weak that it broke by hitting the bed like that.
Crystal needs more calcium.
And at first I thought just it was hurting, right? But then I started noticing my pinky toe started getting swollen and started getting my foot started getting swollen too. And then when I would walk, it would hurt so bad. So I was like, okay, I went to urgent care actually, and they're like, oh, they didn't have like the X-ray machine like on, so they couldn't check me. But they're like, oh, like you're probably fine. But then
They're
our
probably like,
sister,
it's just fractured.
you know how our sister is a nurse, Liz.
Mhm.
So I showed her, and she's like, you need to go get that checked because you might have it broken. And I was just like, all right. So there I go again to urgent care, right? And luckily this urgent care had
An
the
X-ray
X-ray.
machine?
Yeah, so they did it, and
They're like, you see your pinky? It's a little cracked.
no, I'm trying to think if they actually had the results that day. No, they didn't have the results actually that day, but they just told me kind of like what to do. They told me like to kind of wrap it if I could,
Yeah.
and just like kind of
To apply pressure on it?
yeah, and then basically not to be standing too much. So the day that they called me, like my foot was already hurting, whatever, and I think I was still going to work. And then yeah, I was still going to work like that. And then they called me, and I thought they called me and they told me, oh, like, oh, like good thing your toe's not broken. And I was like, oh, that's good. And then she was like, it's good that your toe's broken. I was like, oh, it is. They're like, yeah, you have, it's broken. So I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, that explains all the pain I've been, having.
Still
So
a little
then
cast on her toe.
I had to get a boot, but I never wore the boot. Like I just try to wrap how they had told
your
me.
toe.
Yeah, and then because at that time I was working out, so like I had to do more like laying down workouts because I couldn't walk and stuff. I had to be careful, and then on top of that, I had to be off of work also because how I was
Yeah.
like delivering. So I think I was like off for like a good month or so, and they took me off. And then I think I was supposed to go get it.
toe.
Yeah, I was supposed to go get it checked, but they didn't do an X-ray. They just kind of checked and they're like, okay, like it feels back. You know,
Yeah.
like how is it feeling? But I do get pain here and there. To be honest with you, I do get pain.
And then didn't you hit it again?
It was the opposite.
It was the opposite. It was the opposite pinky toe.
On the same bed, the same way. But yeah.
Did you break that one?
I thought I did, but I didn't. So I mean, knock on wood. I hope I don't do it again, cause yeah, it was hurtful.
Like your pinky toe, Crystal.
It was not hurtful. It was painful.
Out of all the bones you can break, your pinky toe. On a bed.
I know, right? It could have been any other way. And instead, like when I would tell people, they would just look at me like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like,
You're like, I've broken a bone. And they're like, really? You broke your arm? Your leg? No, my pinky toe.
my pinky toe.
I've never broken a bone. Knock on wood. I hope I
Not a
never
bone.
break. Shut up. We don't talk about that, Crystal.
Okay.
We don't talk about my tooth.
My tooth.
Okay, now that you put it out there, yes, my tooth is a little chipped.
Chippy. I call her Chippy. That's why I call her Chippy.
It's a little chipped, but it's okay.
It was a fun night.
I ate a lollipop. I'm like,
Yeah, it was a lollipop. It was a lollipop, and that's how she broke her tooth. That shows that you need calcium.
Girl, I do need calcium. I don't like milk.
Calcium.
Okay, but look, it's not my fault because I am lactose, Crystal. I will, if I drink milk, you're not getting me off that toilet.
Oh, then that explains why you take so long then. So let's see. Next question. So next question, Emily. Who do you think is like, let's say there's an argument or something, that happens. Who do you think is more likely to apologize first? I feel like me.
Yeah.
I don't think it would.
I don't think I'd apologize.
Yeah.
I think I'm too. What is it? Like, what is the word?
Not cold-hearted, but
Not
you're
not
blunt.
cold-hearted.
You're like a blunt.
No.
Like a blunt. I wish. No, you're very
no,
blunt. Like
no, not that. Like
you're more to like your word. Like you don't want to be the one to say things first.
No, like it's like, como. I don't know. Is it like hard headed? Like
You are hard-headed.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Too bad your tooth wasn't.
Knock off. We moved on.
But you are. Like, you're very stubborn. I'll be honest. You're so stubborn.
I am.
And there's times where I notice that you want things going your way and you get mad. But I'm like, this girl, like I tell my daughter, you need to learn that
Pero
there's...
si me quieren, así me van a querer.
Well, let me tell you, honey, you need to learn how there's times that things are not going to go your way.
I know, but I'm also not going to be the first to apologize.
And I feel like I'm more like that. Like, I feel like for me, I tend to always overthink a lot of the things. You get me? Like,
honestly,
man, like, should I have said that? Should I have not said that?
I mean, there's things that, like, if I know I said, like, were bad, and, like, there's times I do regret it. I'm not going to lie. And I'll be like, okay, like, that was bad. Like, I'll apologize. But if it's something that, like, I'm like, no, I mean it. Like, I meant it. I meant every single word. I will not apologize.
Maybe it has to do something with your generation again.
It's something to do with my liver.
With your liver. No, but yeah, like I feel like you are more like to get an apology or anything out of you. Like you're very.
It's because I'm just like to myself, honestly. I feel like to just like get anything out of me. Like if you ask me a question, I'm like, I'll like go around it.
Yeah.
I feel like I dodged it. I dodge everything.
Yeah, you do. You do. But I don't know. I just feel like I do have a lot like.
I feel like you have more sympathy for people, and
you see, I feel like a lot of people don't think I do, but like
it's because you have an resting bitch face.
Yeah, but you see, like I feel like okay, now that you're mentioning that, sometimes, and I've told Christian this, like sometimes I feel like people think I'm a bad person or I'm mean. You get me?
Because you look it.
Yeah, but it's not that like. Sometimes if I make a face and it makes it seem like, oh, she didn't like that or she doesn't like this or something, it's not that. It's just the way. Yeah, it's just the way I am. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but like that's another thing. Honestly, like going to that, like I feel like sometimes I do feel like I've told him like sometimes I feel like, I'm how does it misjudged? Like, you know what I mean? Like people think, oh, she's mean or like she doesn't like this or she's gonna get mad because of this. And it's not like I feel like when I feel like a situation like that or I observe something like people probably took it a certain way, I overthink about it. I'm like, should I message them? Should I say this or should I?
You're like, did I look mean?
Yeah.
Do you think they thought I was like being mean or something?
Or like sometimes when like there's comments that are made, I'm like, do they think I'm like this?
Like, did they get offended?
Did I do something to get them offended? And it's not like that, like sometimes I'm just awkward. Like there's times where I'm awkward and I don't know how to respond to certain things that I just like, like very bare minimum that I respond to it. So it's like it's not like that I'm trying to be mean or anything. It's just like sometimes things come out
Yeah.
away, you know? But yeah, again, I just want to put that out there. Like, if anybody has ever felt like,
She's not mean, I
I,
swear.
I'm not. I feel like I always try to look both sides of things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when it's problems and stuff, I always tell you, like, yeah, I understand this, but like
But you
this.
know, you have to see this point of view too.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm like that, but again, a lot of people I don't think
And
that.
I'm just like, no.
No, you're just a bitch. You're like,
No, I'm not. I feel
no, I'm not saying like that. I'm saying you're telling me.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think I'm a bitch. I feel like
You're more
honest
like if we talk to you, like we tell you like about our stuff, like things that we feel or stuff like that. Like I feel like you don't know how to like
I don't know
answer,
how to console people.
but you need to know because you want to be a psychologist. You
I
need
know,
to
but like
understand.
I feel like with family, I can't. I can't when it comes to our family. Like if you're crying to me, I'm just like what do I do? Like with
Like,
friends,
pat her back.
like with friends, like and stuff, like I feel like it's easier for me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to family, I feel like it's so hard. And I'm just like, they're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
No, you know what I like if it comes to us and our siblings, I think it's different because also like we have like, our family and stuff. And
Yeah.
you're just you. We'll put it like
Yeah, and I
that.
don't wanna like choose sides or stuff, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have another one?
Um who do you think would Okay, let's do like one last one.
Okay.
What do you think or who's most likely to I forgot what we were doing for a second. Um who's most likely to like be talking to themselves?
Me.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's me.
Really?
Yeah.
I do it a lot. I do it a lot. I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I even
feel
have a friend.
not your imaginary friend.
imagine
Mr. Raccoon.
He's sitting next to you right now.
Girl, stop. Stop. We don't want him here right now, Crystal. He doesn't come till Christmas. That's a different story that we'll get into during Christmas time. Because you might see him or hear him.
But yeah, I do. I feel like again how I mentioned to you, like I forget a lot of like of things. I have to be like talking to myself to kind of remember. Or sometimes like, oh like you did that wrong. Or you know what I mean? Like
Oh my god. I have such an embarrassing story. Because I like you said you think it's you, I think it's me. Like there was one time I got out of school and I had gone to ASB or whatever, and then I was going home, but I was walking and I was like talking to myself, and I don't remember what I was thinking or what was going on through my head, and I was like, "Fucking bitch!" And then there was like this girl and this guy like on the side of the railing, and they just like look at me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I said that out loud. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like they probably thought I was,
the girl,
the girl was like thinking like, "Girl, like are you talking about me?" And I just felt so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do.
I think that she was probably like, oh, like I'm about to fuck this bitch up.
No, like I was just walking, and then like I just remember saying "fucking bitch," but I had already passed by them. But I noticed that they turned and looked at me, so I was like, I can't turn around and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like I wasn't talking to you, you know?
Yeah. No, me, it's majority just talking to myself again, just reminding myself about what I have to do and stuff. And that's why I was telling you about like earlier about the notes.
Yeah.
Like that's why I do. But then I'm like, oh, I haven't done this. And like I'm talking about, okay, you need to go to the store, you need to do this, you need to go get this ready, you have to call for this appointment. It's like constantly I'm talking to myself.
For me, I just talk to myself because I'm lonely.
Well, sometimes I am too.
I'm my own best friend.
Your own best friend.
I'm just kidding, Lupita.
You don't call me.
Next topic.
But
it's because I know you're busy too. You have a lot of stuff going on through your day.
I do have a lot, but I mean, you can message me and
Nah,
tell me like, hey, you're a bitch. Then you know what? When I become rich, don't ask me about taking you to a trip.
That's disrespectful.
So like, to wrap it up,
let's talk about what we're thankful for.
Yeah, let's kind of end this like, with what
positive vibes,
Yeah. So what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for friends. I'm thankful to be able to have food on the table every day, to have good health, to have a job. And just overall, my family's health.
What?
My family's health.
Oh, I thought you said your family's house. I was like, how does that bring? Oh, okay,
Okay,
I'm telling
Crystal.
you.
But anyways, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family, including my poncho.
Oh my god.
I'm thankful for, having good health, even though my anxiety is over the roof. I'm thankful for, again, having food on our table, apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly, we have food. Um, I'm thankful for having having a good a husband. Well, consider husband.
Technically
I'm
family.
I'm thankful for what else? For life in general, for everything we have,
For waking up every day.
um and for this, I think is something that, we've
Mm-hmm.
been wanting to do for so long, and like I'm
I'm
thankful for this.
thankful that we were able to finally do
Do this,
this.
yeah, and like, for those who are
Watching
watching
and
and
supporting
supporting
us.
us,
We're
like,
thankful for you too.
yeah, we're thankful for you guys too. Because without,
Without you guys,
without
we wouldn't be
you,
able to do
yeah,
this.
so thank you guys, for also supporting us.
For watching or listening.
And so with that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
We hope you have a great Thanksgiving or had a great Thanksgiving. And just remember to enjoy the little moments that you had or that you have every single day. And then, I don't know, is there anything else you want to add, Crystal?
No, just hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving.
And remember to appreciate all the small things you have in life every single day. Even though you're not where you may want to be or what you want or have what you want, just remember to be thankful for what you have. And then, well, let's enjoy today, guys.
So, yeah, it is getting pretty late,
I
so
think
we
it's
need
9
to
now.
we need to wrap it up. All right, then, guys. All right,
Bye.
bye.